What's up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and I am here today with the review for Abbott Elementary Season 2, Episode 6, you guys. The episode titled Candy Zombies, right? So before we go ahead and get into this review, if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel and aren't subscribed, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date, having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, turning on your post notifications, sharing the video, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's talk about Abbott Elementary, shall we? All right, you guys. So this episode, it's a Halloween episode, right, you guys? So we see everybody, they're dressed up. So we see Jacob. So Jacob is in the teacher's lounge, and Mr. Johnson came in, right? So Jacob thought that Mr. Johnson was Vision from the Marvel universe, right? Mr. Johnson said he is not Vision. He was Lil Uzi Vert. When he said Lil Uzi Vert, I cracked up laughing. Oh my God, that was hilarious, right? So then Mr. Johnson starts telling Jacob about this story about a janitor that used to work there that died in the basement on Halloween, right? So that freaked the hell out of Jacob, right? Now, Jacob, he is dressed up as a wage thief, a wage theft. Didn't get it at first, but okay. So then Gregory came in. Nobody could figure out what Gregory's costume was. Everybody was calling him everything but whatever his costume was, right? So we see Melissa. So Melissa is a Scarlet Witch, and guess who else is Scarlet Witch? Ashley. So then there's this little boy, so cute, right? There's this little boy that's dressed up as Mr. Johnson, and baby, Mr. Johnson was not happy with it, right? Because Mr. Johnson's like, I do not approve my likeness to you, kid, so you better lawyer up. I was like, Mr. Johnson, it's just a child. But baby, Mr. Johnson was pissed off. So then we see Janine. So Janine is dressed up as James Harden, right? Once again, nobody has guessed what Gregory is correctly. It's like, poor Gregory. Ain't nobody got what Gregory is. So we're in Janine's classroom, and the parents are dropping the kids off, right? So there's this one mom named Amber. So Janine says, what are you dressed as? She says, a bad bitch. She says, what do we said about the language? Amber didn't give a damn, right? So then Janine saw one of her classmates, right? Child, when that girl said that Tariq made a memorial page about their breakup on Facebook, I was like, no, Tariq did not. I was laughing my ass off, right? So I think the girl's name is Erica. So she invited Janine out to a Halloween party, right? But Janine says she has plans. Janine told us what her plans were. Her plans were she set up a camera to keep the kids from egging her house. But it hasn't been quite successful yet. I was like, oh my God, Janine. So then Amber came up to Janine and she's like, yeah, can you give this? It was a bag of candy. She's like, can you give this to, Gregory? She's like, oh, okay. So it's some candy in here, right? She says something special in there. She says, is it drugs? She's like, girl, no, it's not drugs. I was like, Janine, come on now. Let's put two and two together. Let's put our thinking cap on. Amber is trying to holler at Gregory, yo man. Don't let that happen. So let's pause here and let's move forward, you guys. So we see Janine. So Janine was going to the library because that's where the kids are going to be doing, getting the candy from, right? So Ashley was sent there by Melissa, and Janine went to go drop off the candy, and then she gave she was gonna give Gregory his candy. He's like, yeah, nah, I don't really do candy like that, right? So he was like, you keep it. So she kept the candy. So then she actually opened up the candy. Come to find out, Amber left her phone number, right? So now I want to mention that in Janine's classroom, there's this little boy who's dressed up as baby Thanos, right? And baby Thanos wanted some candy, but Janine was like, gotta wait. He was like, but it's Halloween. So where Ashley is, it's a big, huge bag of candy, and baby Thanos is eyeing that candy. He was like, somebody might steal it. Not saying it is gonna be me, but somebody might steal it, right? So we still trying to figure out what Gregory's costume is, right? So they're talking about what their plans are. So Gregory's friends are going to take him out to get over his breakup with Taylor, right? So he says, what about your friends? She's like, oh, y'all know how Janine is. Janine, she can't tell. I don't know if Janine is when it comes to Gregory, she doesn't keep it real with Gregory, and I just want them to just be honest with each other, right? But they can't. So, because she asked him, was Amber taking him? Was he gonna take Amber somewhere? He says no. Then he asked about her, about her friends. She talked about somewhere that Jacob had taken her to a drag club or something like that. He's like, what about your friends outside of work? Janine ain't got no friends outside of work, which is really sad. Poor Janine. So we see these in the hallway. All the kids at one point were hyped up on sugar because baby Thanos, which they didn't know it at the time, but baby Thanos took the damn candy and passed it out to all the kids. So at one point, Janine was in her classroom and she asked them, wait, where did you get this candy? And she asked the little girl, what is in your mouth? Little mama opened up her mouth and a bunch of Skittles just fell out. I'm like, oh shit. Y'all are not going to bring these kids down from this sugar high. So what they decided to do was they took the kids to the gymnasium so that they could, basically run off all of that sugar, right? Whoop, the kids locked themselves in the gymnasium and locked the teachers outside of it, right? So they knew about another way to get into the gymnasium. So they went around that way, right? And they come to find out, they figure out who was behind this whole sugar rush with the kids. It was baby Thanos, right? Why did Jacob try to jump through that little? I mean, it's not like it was a window, right? And Jacob ran through it. I was like, Jacob, all you have to do is just climb through it. He jumped through. I was like, oh my God. So the kids, they noticed him because he was trying to open up the door, and they had dodgeballs. So they had the dodgeballs. Gotcha. So they threw all the dodgeballs at Jacob, and when he opened the door, he took off. So then we see Janine. So Janine is talking to not Gregory, but she's talking to Barbara and Melissa, asking them what are they doing for the night, right? So Melissa's telling them that she's got to console Gary, because Halloween is basically pretty much an open vending machine, right? So he ain't getting no business from the vending machines. So Barbara says that she's going to her church because her church is putting on Rocky Horror, but they take away all the cussing, the sex, and the sexual innuendos, and it whittles it down to 26 minutes. I was like, 26 minutes for Rocky Horror? She says they've also watched The Nightmare Before Christmas, but they only watched the Christmas portions, Practical Magic without all the witchcraft, and Hocus Pocus without Sarah Jessica Parker. I was like, why without Sarah Jessica Parker? Just no Sarah Jessica Parker. Okay. So let's pause here, you guys, and let's wrap up the episode, right? All right, you guys. So you remember I told you at the beginning of the episode that Mr. Johnson had told Jacob about the janitor that had died, right? So they need to split up because baby Thanos had got away from them, right? So so that's why Janine was with Melissa and with Barbara. I do like the fact that Melissa and Barbara basically told her that she just needs to get out and make some friends. It might be scary, but you got to do it. When Melissa was talking, Barbara's like, yep, you're right, Melissa. She's like, I haven't finished my thought. Barbara's like, yeah, I stopped. I really kind of tuned out on you. I was like, girl, not Barbara tuned out on her, right? So like I said, so they're looking for baby Thanos. So Gregory and Jacob went to the basement. Jacob is trying to pretend like he's not afraid, but he's visibly afraid, right? So they go down to the basement, and every time they turn around, Gregory's like, not Gregory, but Jacob, like, did you hear that? Did you hear that? And at one point, Gregory was like, I did hear that. So then they see a figure in the background. I'm like, Jacob is just too afraid. But I was like, that's Mr. Johnson, obviously, right? And lo and behold, it was Mr. Johnson. And Jacob had zoomed out of there because Greg was like, it's just Mr. Johnson. Jacob was gone. So, so when they split up, right, Ava was with the kids. Somehow Ava got the kids. I don't know if the kids wore themselves out and went to sleep. Because when they went back in there where Ava was, the kids were just knocked out, right? So the Mr. Johnson janitor found baby Thanos, right? Baby Thanos, right? So he took baby Thanos back to the teachers. Mr. Johnson was pissed because Mr. Johnson was like, he gonna see him in court. I was like, Mr. Johnson, this is a child. Like, your likeness is not copyright or patented. Like, Mr. Johnson was pissed. Like, he told that little boy, I'm gonna see your little ass in court. I was like, Mr. Johnson, it ain't that deep. Whew, it was hilarious. It was hilarious. It was hilarious to me, right? So the kids' parents, they all have come and picked them up, right? And Janine took the advice of both well, mainly Melissa, right? So remember I told you guys earlier that the girl was like, hey, there's a party going on, and, do you want to come to the party with me? So her name is Erica. I think her name is Erica. I'm positive her name is Erica. If it's not Erica, correct me in the comment section, right? So when she came to pick up her nephew, baby Thanos, right? Janine was like, well, is that invitation still open? So she said, yeah. She's like, do you have a sexier costume than James Harden? So Janine said she had another costume. She's like, something else. So I was like, look at Janine stepping out of her comfort zone, right? But and the reason why Janine decided to go to this party with Erica is because she saw Gregory and Amber talking. I'm like, girl, just go tell Gregory you like him. He likes you too. They're two awkward people who can't really say that they like one another, right? So that's really kind of it. We see that Ava gave Janine a costume, and I'm like, okay, come on, Janine, looking good. You look good, Janine. But yeah, it was a funny Halloween episode, you guys. If I did leave anything out, which I don't think I did, this is just a short review, and I just feel like that's why I feel like I left something out. But I don't think I did, because they found baby Thanos. Mr. Johnson was pissed off about baby Thanos, not baby Thanos, but baby Mr. Johnson wanted to sue his little ass. And Janine went to the party. So yeah, I think that's it, you guys. Like I said, if there's anything that I did miss, we can definitely discuss it in the comment section below. One thing I will say though, Ava, girl, you look good as Storm. Even though at one point you lost one of them contacts from Storm, but Ava looked good as a Storm. Yeah. If I left anything out, you guys definitely put it in the comment section below and we will discuss it. But like the video, you guys, subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, share the video, you guys, and until the next time, stay safe, take care of yourselves, wash your hands, you guys, wear a mask, socially distance, be blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.